One more time. We back again, family. Ah, go ahead. I know you have
It's cold.
some wisdom
It's
today.
it's cold. That's my wisdom.
It's cold.
Cold.
It's more than that.
It's freezing.
So
Freezing cold.
cold and freezing.
Yeah.
Ice and slickery.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened on the way home?
Did a grocery store run. And I didn't get stuck on ice. I did not get stuck. I wasn't stuck. Oh well. I guess I was stuck.
Okay, so how? Oh, why don't you tell them the story? I guess.
So we live on several hills. Like you can't not get to our house without hitting some kind of hill. And I'm not used to driving in this kind of weather. So my truck is equipped to drive in this kind of weather, but the truck is not driving itself. I'm driving.
There you go.
So I was instructed to call home, leaving the store. Called home, did the daughter thing. Rather you stay on the phone than you know.
And usually she don't want to stay on the phone.
It's not even that. It's just I would rather just be talked through during this situation.
Right, absolutely. It makes sense.
So I got 75% of the way home.
80, 90, 90.
90%.
She could have threw a snowball at the house. That's how close she was. But she didn't because the hill peaked.
Yeah. And
So-
I was not equipped at the end of the hill.
All right.
So
So I'm gonna get the other side.
yes.
So she had a 4x4, right? So the only thing, if you got a tank, you can't drive on ice. I don't care what you got pulling. You can't drive uphill on the incline on ice. You cannot do it.
Yeah.
You got to levitate or you got to fly. All right. If you on the ice, you're going to slide back down. Okay. So she got to the top. So here's the hill. Here go the peak, right? She got here, right here, y'all. And I told her, because what it does is it goes down and back up. So I told her she got to get momentum, and you can't spin your tires in here. You got to have the momentum from here to get up the hill from there, right? So when she got stuck, I saw her from out the window, and I knew she was gonna get stuck. But I said she got to learn, right? So I said just hopefully she don't tear up nothing, right? Because the way that hill is said, you could come off that hill and go into somebody's roof and go into their living room, right? Because it's on an incline like that. So the house down here. So if you come off the road, you're gonna run into their house. So she was right there. So luckily it didn't slide back down the hill. So she got out, I jumped in. So I put it in neutral. I let it roll down to one of the neighbors into their driveway. Then I tried to come out hard, but then it was just too much ice. So I just went on down the hill and went and found another way to get up and found some fresh snow, put it in 4x4, hit it, came on up. We was good. So yeah, that was a
not
good
even
lesson.
3 minutes later. It was just like
yeah, but you got to know how to see that. Yeah. So you're a product of your environment. I'm a product of Detroit. I grew up in that stuff. So
I started driving down here.
Right. So remember Daddy took you out a couple of years
and got stuck
on purpose. So I can try to show you how that worked because I knew one day you was gonna get stuck.
I think that wasn't a hill
It
though.
was.
Okay.
That was right there coming up that first hill
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So then but not the hill like you were on.
Right.
No, you are absolutely correct. So no, that wasn't a good example, but I just wanted you to see how the truck operates, trying to get in and out. When it's
luckily I didn't slide. Not one time.
And that was cool.
Nobody hit me.
You erred on the side of caution. Yes. It took me 3, like you said, all I had to do is go back down a hill, go up another hill, come home. I came right to the house. Yeah, so that was cool. That was cool. Yeah.
So all is well.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in these type of conditions.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
If you're in Nashville, and you're on the hill, stay in the house. Man, it's rough for the 4x4, man. It's rough. So yeah. So we've been snowed in for what, 3 days? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days. So I think we got about 3 or 4 inches. And for us, that's like 8 to 9 for up north. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot of inches for us, y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Indubitably.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of scary too. So.
What, coming up the hill?
Yeah.
What, because you thought you could see you going to one of them houses?
I did.
You could have.
I just braced myself. I just had my hands like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I heard the car like doing too much, I was like,
when it was like, yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
they will just let me just not produce more ice because that's just not gonna be good.
Because that's what you're gonna do. The tires gonna heat up.
So luckily, I wasn't like in the middle of the incline to where gravity was working against me.
Right,
I definitely would have slid down.
Well, actually, the higher you go, the more gravity pulls. So
right, but you know, I wasn't in the middle of the hill. I was like right.
You was where gravity pulls most though. Oh. Because you was at the end of that puppy. Yeah, you was on it. You was up there, but you did your thing though. I'm glad you didn't tear up nothing. Like Daddy came right on in the house.
I did.
We was
Car's
cool.
fine.
Yeah.
Luckily, and that's crazy because a couple weeks before this, I had just got new back tires.
Mm-hmm. Good thing. Yeah.
So now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get new front tires. Because this could happen before April. No, in Nashville. So
yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
You never know. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it was.
Yeah, that was something.
Life.
That was what it was. So, hey, yo, in Nashville, we taking a hit. We got ice storms. We got snowstorms. So, because we're in the hills, so I come from the flatland, right? So, hey, Chicago, D.C., Detroit, Ohio. I know y'all up there, but man, it's another monster down here, baby. When you're in these hills, it's not the same. No. Yeah. So.
And it happened so fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It literally was icing because it started.
Like, 10 hours?
It started at like 7 o'clock.
No, before. 7. So when we left, remember we left Sunday, right?
Right. We closed early.
Right. No, but when we came out, it had started when we walked in. So
when
at
I say 2, started, I'm like the ice.
Oh, okay. That 2 o'clock. Oh. Yeah, because we had to get ice off the car at 4 or 5, whatever time it was we left. So then, yeah, it was 10 hours. It was done.
To pull over.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah, it was that cold, like that cold.
Yeah.
But luckily I made it safely
to
the destination, the store, all that kind of stuff. Because I've seen some people on stories and they got stuck and they thought that they could handle it, and
but it ain't worth it. No. Go ahead and call for some help. Tap out, man. Yeah.
Or just stay home.
Right.
And then people,
there you go.
Snow is not the end of the world. Let's stop treating grocery stores like it's the end of it.
The apocalypse.
Yeah, it's like all the water's gone, the meat go. It's like, y'all, we're gonna live. I promise you, we are.
It'll be over Sunday. It's gonna be 50 degrees. It's gonna be gone. Trust me. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
That's my monologue today.
Oh yeah, I knew you got some stuff.
Way.
Yeah, go sit down somewhere.
Stay out the way.
Yeah.
Please and thank you, because that's a lot.
It is.
And we can talk about this the whole show.
You ain't lying, because it was a lot. So yeah, we already got 8. We ate up 8 already. So go ahead. You got something? What you got?
Well, that was my monologue. Also, I was going to say thank your parents for the lessons that they're teaching you. That could be a whole nother show. I'm just throwing that in the end of my monologue. So I'll jump right into the show.
All right. So just for people who've seen it for the first time, this is the Next Generation Conversations. This is where this part. It's not the mine, is it?
No.
Okay. Nope. Not this one, y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is just a daughter asking her
some questions.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no title to this. This is basically what the show is about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on the spot, give me a sample of the speech you're gonna give at my wedding.
Ooh.
Right now, because it's probably gonna change.
I'm more spontaneous. So okay, just act like it's right now.
Just act like it's like you're in the moment.
I remember the first day when I held you. I remember how that changed my world. I remember I was thinking about all the hopes and dreams that I had for you. I was thinking about what you would look like when you grew up, who you would grow up to be. Now that you have found somebody that's special in your life, I hope that you guys, I'm wondering what you're going to grow into be, and I hope that you can stay together for the rest of your life. And I hope that y'all keep it tight, keep it close, keep it clean, and keep it going.
Hey, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
That was good.
Yeah, that was it.
Pretty sure after the liquor would hit everybody, the tears would have been jerking.
But I'm going to say something different, because see, I'm going to be in the moment. It's going to be different. You know me. I'm gonna be in the moment right there for sure.
Yikes.
Yeah, because we're gonna have a intense fellowship for 48 hours before that. Me and you.
Oh.
You already know. It's just gonna be me and you. Well, you could if you do your bachelorette thing, but that day before we're gonna have to sit down and.
Yeah. But that's the bachelorette is usually the day before.
Oh, is it? Okay, so then I do Thursday. If y'all got Friday, Saturday, or whatever, however you do it, I do Thursday.
Hopefully things are back somewhat, regular.
Yeah, I think we got some people on. Who's that?
Hey, Miss Rita.
Hey, Miss Rita.
We got Auntie Sandy.
Hey,
too.
Instagram. Yeah, we got Auntie. Yeah, okay, so go ahead. All right.
Okay. What advice would you give a dad that doesn't like his daughter's boyfriend?
How old is she? Depends on how old
So
she is.
let's start from 18 years old.
From 18?
18 to 22, 23 to 26, 27, and then 28 to like 32.
All right, so 18 to 23.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here go the trick, fellas. Hopefully you were diligent in doing your work before she started dating seriously. You put some things in her to help her avoid some of those pitfalls, some of those red flags. Hopefully, we can't stop them all, but we can get most of them. So hopefully you got the kind of bond and connection with your daughter to where you could sit down and talk to her. So it was prerequisites for my daughters before they started dating. She knew there was a list of requirements that he had to have before she could call herself having him call my house. So that was a safeguard that I put in place because she knew she had to go down this checklist. So if your daughter's from 18 to 23, I would hope that y'all had that bond and that connection to where you can put those things in place. So when your daughter does start dating, that you could have some safeguards in place so you can derail some of that foolishness from 18 to 23. If you don't like them from, now that's not even having him approach, okay, at the age of 18 to 23. Like he won't even, hopefully he won't even come up, okay? So now from when they get a little older, what you have to do at that point is you have to have a track record again. Hopefully you got the connection, you intervened, you was in her life, and you set parameters around different things, and y'all have the connection. And then when she's talking to the young man and you start advising her, coaching and counseling her, she won't try to go against your word because she know that your word is solid. You had to learn how to scale back from 16 to 18, start scaling back, and you only say things that have substance, that have meaning, that has core value to what she's doing. And when you say something to her, it better be dead right. So when she's trying to talk to this young man, you could tell her, hey, when has daddy ever told you something wrong? And you could stand on what you taught her. So that's by having that connection, though. So that's how you safeguard that. You said from 25 to what, 31? What'd you say after that?
23 to 28.
23. So that's that
or
for
27 or 20, and then 28 to 32.
Okay, so 28 to 32.
20s.
I mean, so now we got to understand that she is a woman at this point. So she's gonna kick in with her insecurities, her inhibitions, her shortcomings, her fantasies, her whatever her thing, her thing, whatever her thing is, however she moves, is gonna be working at this point in time. So it's really nothing we could do. All you could do is stand on that past. I'm just gonna keep on saying that past. You got to build that solid foundation. Nothing can stand without a strong foundation. You got to get your daughter at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 before she even start getting into them boys. So you can put that inside of her head what dad needs her to bring to the house. Yeah, that's the best I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When does the I told you moment happen? After like a dating situation for dads.
You saying an age or a situation?
For dads. Like when do dads say,
I told you so?
Told you so.
Well, we say it in our head first or second day because we already know what's gonna happen. Right. So you both of y'all in training. So a lot of times you don't know what's going on or what's gonna happen. So we saying I told you so in your head. But for me, when did I say that? 18, 19?
About I told you so?
Yeah. No. About dating? No,
because that was no.
That was about, so it was right after that. The first one, about 19, 20, what was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I could say. Gotcha. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that. Okay. How often should a boyfriend, fiance, or whatever, and father talk or communicate?
A boyfriend and
or fiance.
It depends on the level of the relationship with him and the daughter. Like if now you're saying fiance, I think they should be talking regularly because if you're trying to marry a man's daughter, I'm gonna have to hand her off to you. And what I know for sure is if you have a functional father, he doesn't bless the marriage, it's doomed to fail. That's a 95% chance. If the father is functional in the daughter's life, and he don't bless it, that wedding, that union, it's not gonna work. It's very, very rare that works because we are only here for your happiness. We took care of you and sacrificed for you our entire life. And if we walk up on somebody and we don't like them, we don't want to see you unhappy. That makes us more unhappy to see you unhappy. So if he makes you happy and I like him, then I'm gonna give you my blessings all day. Yeah. So I think they should talk often if he's a fiance. Boyfriend, depending on how long y'all been together. I think after, then this all contingent on the age too. Yeah. So it just like your age, let's just say right there where you at. I think if you dating him for 8 months or to a year, we should start talking once a month, something like that. I think at least once a month. Basis. Yeah, kind of catch up. Yeah.
Okay. What percent of people still date their significant others? Like once the relationship starts, I say date. I mean like
not married, just people who are together.
Well, let's break that into two different questions. What percentage of married people still date their spouses?
I say maybe 5 to 10%. Maybe that. I'm pushing it. And I haven't done, and that is my opinion, y'all. I don't have no numbers on this. Yeah.
No research is backed up.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then what percentage of relationships still date each other once they're in the relationship? Like what do they, what percentage of people are actually doing what they did to get the other person?
So you know what? That's age. That's contingent on age.
Generational too.
Right. Exactly. Age. Because y'all don't. When we were dating, we dated. Like that's what you were doing until you got married. Right. As long as you was with her, we was dating her. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of weird the way it's happening now.
Yeah.
We never stop dating until we get married or we break up. So I think that's a generation thing. I don't know. Y'all do it different. I'll say with y'all, I would say maybe 30% might still date after they get together. Maybe. Is that about right? Maybe 30?
That's what my mind was.
Yeah. I'm guessing.
When I wrote the question, I was like, it's less than 45 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. Yeah.
Isn't it? It's super weird.
That's crazy.
But I mean, then again, I was raised that you're not, it's not a bad way. There's someone always smarter, faster, richer, more successful, more talented, more something extra something than you. So whatever you did to get in that situation, you have to maintain that situation. It's like a plant. Yeah. Relationships are like plants.
Like a house. It's like a car. Maintenance.
There you go.
A pool. Maintenance. You got to maintain.
People are maintenance.
Yeah. Relationships for sure.
Yeah. So it's like whatever, when you had to spin the night bag, that stage needs to continue. Or guys, the amount, the amount of stamina you had in the beginning, try to maintain it. People's body changes. That's the real thing. Just maintain it.
You know what? Let me say something to that. So what I have noticed, and I'm gonna keep it PG. I talked to a lot of guys, in the barbershop for a lot of years. And a lot of times when somebody else is doing the work, it's easy to have a critique of what they're doing and not doing. So when I was single, I said to myself, well, let me try something. I was talking to myself. I said, self, So then I was like, let me tell her to do the work. And I'm just going to sit back and kick back and enjoy. And I learned something. Yeah. It's easy to critique somebody until you got to put the work in. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
That was it for my questions.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's about it.
What is...
I was going to keep it real.
Okay, no, that you're done?
Real feather-like.
Okay. What is the biggest fallacy that you had 5 years ago that you know is not true today? One of the biggest fallacies or flaws or misunderstandings or...
He's not different.
He's not different?
Yeah.
Oh, the guys.
Yeah.
So they are the same in general.
So that...
You about right.
He's different.
You about right.
No. And it's crazy that...
You about right.
And I'm just going to speak very generally but specifically at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
To people that feel like, and I'm really talking to feminine energy right now, because guys are not going to understand this.
I think somebody said something.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. So when people try to project their insecurities, their traumas and dysfunctions on you by trying. Okay, so let me. I'm not going to be specific. Can't be specific because
can't do it. Ain't what we do. Can't do it.
When things end with somebody, and then they just like throw up all of the disrespect, please take that very seriously, because that disrespect was there a long time ago before you ended things. So what they're telling you after a breakup is literally what they have been feeling for a long time. So I have learned that information is very critical on who you tell and what you tell. So that's just what I'm saying. So they're not different from 21 to about 25. They are the same. Majority of the time. Not saying it's like a copy.
Right.
But their characteristics, their shortcomings.
You're saying most.
Yeah. Who they keep around, who's feeding them.
So what about did you see some red flags?
Yeah, of course.
That they look pink from a distance until you get up on them. That's red.
They definitely look blood orange.
Okay, right. There you go. Right.
They weren't red, they were blood orange.
There you go. But then when you saw it, but it was always there. So I think that's a good lesson that you can learn, is that you want to overlook some things, right? But it is what it is.
But it also, you have to dig into. I had to dig into the old me and where that came from. And then you have to also check yourself. Like, why do I keep allowing this to happen?
There you go.
And when people call you like a bad person, or you're rude, or you're not here, why are they saying that to you? Because there is truth to when people, my generation, we say read you. But when people try to read you or check you about yourself, there is some truth to that. You just have to decipher what's their hurt, their dysfunction.
Where is it coming from?
Right.
Is their filter clean? Because they can only process you through their filter.
Yeah.
And the filter extracts the things that you do not want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're still on Instagram, send me something. Give me a thumbs up, a peace sign, something, so I can
let us know y'all in the house.
Let us know you are here.
All right, so let's see. So the last 5 years. So what is something?
But much respect to all of the lessons I have learned.
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
Donisha said, woo, y'all are right on the nose. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, shout out to all those lessons. I appreciate every single one.
Right. The negative, the positive, the gray area.
Yeah, every single one. I do not take it for granted. Do I wish I didn't have to go through it sometimes? Absolutely. Yeah. But, it's life. So, we are, let me say, we are constantly growing and elevating.
Absolutely.
So I don't mind being corrected.
That's right.
But I'm a very big on how and what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have to understand, that might just be how you view it.
Right.
It's not.
Right. That ain't what it is.
That's just your projection.
That ain't what it is.
It's like a Care Bear.
Right.
Like, ooh, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. And also I want to say, don't let anyone disrespect you, especially when you know your worth. And especially when you know you shouldn't have been with that person. It's like the audacity of people. My generation knows in 2020, the audacity that people had, what they said, what they shared, how they said they were going to support you and didn't support you. How they said, yeah, girl, start that business. You ain't heard nothing from them once you started that business, or he or she, whatever. So the audacity, just let people talk, because that's really what they doing. That's it. No one said the audacity.
All right.
That's it. My new favorite word.
So you got when would you say you had your biggest mental growth spurt from 18 till now? What year would you say, or what 2 years would you say you had your biggest
growth spurt
mentally? Yes.
Mentally.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
I would have to say the past 2 years.
Really? I was gonna say that. I would literally
have to say, and
I would say that. That's why I asked you.
Will admit this. I have dealt with things on a lower vibration because of comfort, because of projections, because of
that potential projections. What is it?
Right, potential. Yeah.
Okay.
And because of 24, 25. And because of trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Really? You tried to do that?
Not like.
Okay, but just sometimes.
Yeah. It wasn't like.
We all do it at times. Okay. Yeah. Everybody
it was just like
one time.
The opportunity has presented itself. Maybe this is it. That maybe is really, really, really big. Yes, all because of comfort and potential. Yes, we got to stop doing that. Yeah. So I'll say last 2 years, I have not been as emotional. There's still some times where I have been emotional, but I have been less emotional.
Fall in the water, hit your head on the rocks.
I have sought out wiser counsel on a regular basis. I'm talking things out before I do things. So instead of just reacting and then telling people like, well, I probably could have did this differently. It's kind of like driving on ice, like we talked about earlier. At the bottom of the hill, I called someone that knew how to drive in ice 30 plus years, instead of me just being like, well, I thought I could do it, and then get stuck and then somebody got to save me. I'd rather talk it through somebody and then they come save me than it be a bigger mess and then somebody come and save me, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it make a whole lot of sense.
Yes.
More expensive and time consuming the other way.
Oh yay.
It only took 3 minutes. Who was that?
Danisha said, you have flourished as you should. You're healing and it's beautiful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. And some people think, and I've said this on my Instagram before, I post beautiful things and sometimes I post the negative things too, but it's like this is a constant thing. It's not something that you just get it at 30. Most people say, oh, after 30 is downhill. Well, it's a lot more slopes you got to go through. Like it's not, I don't think it's a plateau in healing. I think it's always something that you can do better. Always something that you can learn and grow from. But I thank you for that, because it's been a long journey. Literally.
So give me a very, very tough, critical situation in your life. It's a relationship that needs to be fixed, repaired, or rebuilt that you want to fix, repair, or rebuild. Ooh. A really tough one.
A tough one?
Yes.
Are they here?
Don't matter what they are. You call it.
That I could rebuild.
Repair or fix that you want to, and it's really hard to deal with it. Because most people don't like to talk about the rough stuff. They want to talk about the sugar, spice, everything nice.
Yes, girl, you can definitely share this on your story. Of course. I would definitely have to say the relationship with my madre.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. We talked today.
Me too. Right. Me too.
We definitely
that's crazy. Because my mom.
We talked today.
I need some stuff I want to get tightened up.
Honestly, it's now that things have calmed down with the pandemic. I definitely need to make it once a month. Like now that I'm older and I'm an adult and I have means to do it once a month, I can take the money that I, go buy a couple beers, put that to the side for a rental, like that stuff. It needs to be. Now it's not about me. Now it's about the children that are unborn, that aren't here yet,
right.
that I have to do the work.
That's
for.
right.
So,
I did that. So
yes,
that's a whole nother show.
Like
for real on that one. I can speak.
So shout out to my mom for birthing
That's
me.
what's up. Good looking out. Shout out to mom.
And then studying at the same
Mom
time.
Dukes.
I don't think I could have done that.
She didn't do it either. She tried.
Her pain.
No.
But her pain tolerance is a little different.
But listen, the fact though. So I ain't gonna do that. I can't speak until yeah. So that was crazy.
To the papers I signed.
no. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like the release papers.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
But I will say one thing to. No, it's not. To daughters that are disconnected from your mom. And this is just me speaking personally. When you can talk to them. Because I've heard people say, do you know how it feels not to talk to somebody when they're not here? And it's not going to hit us until, like you're in that situation or, like a crisis happens. But if it's not, people say all the time, forgive others for you, not for them. Mm-hmm. And I think that is the biggest lesson, especially with feminine energy, because we're both feminine energies. It's like you come from an entity, you crave that relationship, whether it's altered, shattered, whatever, you still crave it at the end of the day. It helps you be who you are.
Because it's part of you.
Right.
You were that before you were you.
Yes. So I just say, don't run from it.
You can't.
Embrace it.
You can't run.
And then just continue to do the work. Again, healing is a process. Growth and elevation is a process.
Let me just talk about me and my father.
Yeah. Shout out to Granddad. Yeah. Because he probably
what?
He gonna be here for a while.
You ain't lying. My daddy gonna be 185.
Listen, scooting.
He's still gonna be telling, well, your daddy might not make it next year. He's gonna be 185.
Scooting in his house shoes. Yeah. With his robe open. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but we
love that.
We had a long history, and we got it back together on the back end about 10 years ago. You know what I mean? We patched it up, we fixed it, rebuilt it. That's why I asked you, what relationship did you want to look at that you could be patched, rebuild, or fix? Because that one was tough for me, but I had to do that work myself. I had to forgive him for me, right? Not for him, right? So when we came back together, it was like, because now, I was a father at that particular time, 10 years ago, of course, but the love that you have for your child, we never disconnect from y'all. It's just that sometimes they weren't taught how to show it.
Right.
In his generation and my grandfather's generation, they weren't embraced and loved and cared for like that. It was just, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what's expected. Boom, get it done, execute, and that's it. It was no emotional connection. There was no ties, no energy, none of that. Right. It was just, hey, this is what you're supposed to do, get it done. So, but me and my dad, we fixed it, we patched it up, we rebuilt it. So it's cool. I talked to him today.
Talked to him yesterday.
And yeah, I did too. So it's 2 days in a row. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you got to do that stuff for you. That's why I asked her that, because a lot of times, y'all, we don't talk about the rough stuff. We don't talk about the tough stuff. We want the easy stuff. We want to put it out here like everybody good and you not, you fronting. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's rough out here. So yeah.
If you miss somebody, tell them you miss them.
That's right.
Don't act out.
Yeah.
Or if you love somebody, it's not the playground anymore. You don't need to bully somebody to show how you feel. Say what you mean and mean what you say. He taught me that. Because, as a daughter, my choice could change at the flip of a hat. So he's like, I'm going off of what you're saying. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And that goes for other relationships in your life.
Yeah. Especially your man. Like, I'm your father.
Right.
I'm going to give you a pass because I love you more than I love me. He ain't going to give you that pass because he could take you or leave you right now today. Right. So you need to say what you mean because he don't have to put up with that. Right. So don't think that he going to treat you how I treat you. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. So you need to say what you mean.
Right.
Yeah. With tact. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Tata said, yes, it's hard for my granddad to show his emotion for us.
No doubt, Tata. No doubt.
I just think that generation,
no
period.
Doubt.
You know,
how old is he, Tata? Because if you could add that, but don't do it if you don't want to, because I want to speak on it if she can give us the age. So like, she's probably
Auntie Sandy said, amen.
Okay, she's probably. Oh, Auntie don't know nothing about that. Yeah, Auntie, you should call in and speak to that one, because like my grandfather, was something else.
And I'm pretty sure if he was around when we were around, it would have been
like
silly putty.
Yeah, he wouldn't have did it to us like he did it to them, but but now she the baby though, so you know what I mean. She didn't catch it like the other ones caught it, so yeah.
She's the still good looking aunt.
That's what you want to call that?
Yeah.
How you had to do that?
She still got it. Wait, I was about to patch it up.
Okay.
See, now it was weird. Right. She's the one she's the aunt that has to let everybody know she's still the good looking aunt.
She's the young aunt. No, it's just that's first.
Younger.
She's the youngest aunt.
Say younger.
No, she's young.
Okay. Period. Well, both of my aunts.
Yeah. And she gonna make sure everybody knows it too.
Are absolutely gorgeous, and I tell them every.
But how old are you, Auntie? How old are you? It's gonna start with a 2. That's what I know. Whatever it is, it's gonna start with a 2. I don't know what it's gonna end with, y'all.
Know.
Yeah, it's gonna start with a 2.
I already know. I got it.
Oh, so
Tata said 60 something.
Okay.
It'll be like, I love you. Oh, she said, I'll say I love you. He'll say, oh, show enough, baby. LOL like that.
Yeah. And Tata, that does not mean he doesn't love you. That just means he was never taught how to say that. The expression is different. They weren't taught that. They weren't shown love. Well, they weren't taught love. They saw love. They weren't taught love. Yeah. They were shown love. They weren't taught it. Yeah. So I guess we can go ahead and hey, what's going on? Wifey just tuned on in. So the fixing and patching up those relationships. This is a tough question, important. Right? But I like how you answered it, because at least you're willing to elevate and grow.
Without a doubt,
you're trying to patch it, rebuild it.
I just want to say this for the record: if at any time I would leave and fix that, if I got a phone call at 12:30, I'm on the next thing smoking. The next thing smoking, literally. So it's for the record.
Yeah. So hold on.
Oh no.
Hold up.
It's okay.
Yeah. And that one of my biggest contentions with a relationship that I need to fix, because me and my dad, we back on track.
Try to call in a minute.
Okay. Yeah. So my biggest contention with my father, and that was years ago, y'all. We fixed it up and we could talk, but now that I'm a father, I could see how he could sweep a lot of that stuff under the rug, because for him, he never stopped loving me the way he loved me, right? I never stopped loving him, but I viewed him differently. He never viewed me anything differently from his son, so he had a different vantage point for me. So I got to respect that, so now, it's been 10 years and it's a lot better, you know what I mean? Than it was when I was younger. So, but y'all need to work on those tough relationships. Think about a person that you love, that love you, somebody that you might be avoiding, that you might need to try to tackle that relationship. Now, sometimes, y'all, let me explain this to you. There's an exception to every rule. Some things can't be fixed, rebuilt, or repatched. Sometimes it's some things that's in the way. You got to have 2 willing participants. Okay? 2, not 1. Yeah. Oh, here go Auntie, y'all.
Here comes some wisdom.
Yeah, here goes some wisdom. Hey, Auntie, what's going on?
Not much.
Hey.
Not much. Calling in on this topic, on this relationship and making things good.
Yeah. So listen. So all right, you want to say? Oh, okay. So what do you want to say about those relationships and making things good? What do you want to say to that?
Well, I was listening with you talking about my brother, your dad.
Yes.
Your granddad.
Yep.
And from the past on him growing up, and from my father, which is the granddad in this situation, and growing up, they didn't have a relationship with their parents.
Right. Exactly.
Granddad was so granddad was so old. He grew up without a mom, and he grew up in he was born in 1901.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a long time ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was on the cotton field.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't shown love. He didn't know love.
Come on.
He didn't. He didn't get what today's family gets.
Right.
His memories. He didn't go to school. It was so many things that he didn't get. So when he had my brother, he didn't know how to even deal with a son, because he never. Well, he knew how to deal with it, but he knew how to deal with it with more anger than love.
Right.
Because that's all he knew. So then it came to your dad having a child, and then there was you.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know because his daddy showed it to him.
Right.
He showed it that I can't do this. That's what you do, and if you don't do it, you know what you're gonna get.
That's the consequence. Yes. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's how everything went with the baby. But my sister was the one who got the most love in the family, and that's the one that passed away, Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
So she got a lot of love because they knew any day she would leave here.
Right.
And she did.
Auntie was sick. Yeah.
That was the most love that was in the family as I was growing up. So then when she did pass away, then at that time, the baby of the family, that young, cutie, Sandy, and she became
the baby,
like the favorite of mom, even though Leoya was the favorite because she was the oldest.